I've just finished analyzing over 500 SaaS launch videos, and here's what really surprised me. There are only 3 formats that get you results. Today I'm breaking down exactly which format works the best for your product and where most founders get things wrong. My name is Renat, and I've produced videos in all of these 3 formats for many startups, including YC, and I've also launched my own software products on Product Hunt. They won Product of the Month, Product of the Week, and I'm a SaaS marketer, so I'm going to be speaking from my own experience. Let's take a look at the first format, which is the traditional fully animated motion graphics video. This first video is from Coda, and it has gotten 1.3 million views. Let's take a look.
Let's start from the beginning. When we invented computers, one of the first things we did was make a digital document. Over time, we changed the interface from black to white, piled on features, and moved it to the cloud. But fundamentally, these documents haven't really changed. Then came productivity software to the rescue. It promised to streamline our process, but actually multiplied it. The thing we've always relied on to get work done? Docs. But docs weren't built for today's hyper-collaborative world. Meet Coda. It's like the docs you're used to, except it comes with building blocks. Like pages you can fold up and fill out. Tables that talk to each other.
A motion graphics launch video has animated UI, so we took the UI of the actual product and we simplified it slightly. As you can see, Coda looks a little bit more sophisticated. We're trying to take away all of the useless information that will overwhelm the viewer, and we're trying to make the interface look a little bit simpler. In this particular case, the thing that we're seeing on the screen is very close to the product, but most launch videos, they simplify the interface a lot. These videos usually follow a story format that goes like this. We start with a problem statement, then we introduce the product, meet Coda.
Meet Coda. It's like the docs you're used to.
One sentence explainer what the product actually does. So it's their differentiation, the docs that you're used to, but
except it comes with building blocks.
So docs with building blocks, Coda, very simple. And then they go into individual features.
Like pages you can fold up in different ways. And buttons that take action. Of course, there's no need to build from scratch.
Finally, there is the resolution to loop it all back to the problem.
A doc can be as powerful as an app, and can grow to contain your team's entire informational universe. So you can...
And finally, they have the call to action.
And finally, do this. Coda, the doc that brings it all together.
Many of those videos actually do not use explicit call to actions. Some do, some don't. But the format is more or less the same. It ends with a logo, so you know exactly what to do. Let's take a look at the second example by Lumigo, which is a more technical app.
Hey, developer, let's put microservices under the microscope. Most days we love them, right? They really speed up the time to production. But when something goes wrong, you find yourself lost in a haystack of unconnected, or worse, missing logs. Even after months of implementing observability, you still spend so much time troubleshooting. Well, not
Problem statement
anymore. Problem solve up to 80% faster with Lumigo's observability and troubleshooting platform.
Lumigo is an observability and a troubleshooting platform, so they introduced the product, and we're going to go into the features.
Get full end-to-end visibility of any request flow in under 5 minutes. And with auto instrumentation, you can deploy tracing to any environment at any scale. I know what you're thinking. Other solutions can also... Nope. Lumigo connects all the dots for you with complete in-context request and response payloads. Whether message brokers, HTTP requests, or third-party API calls, explore specific logs for each trace, or jump from any log to its trace. Finally, a true correlation between logs, traces, and metrics. Stay on top of the haystack and ahead of any issues with Lumigo's actionable alerts. Plus, Lumigo...
And in this case, the interface is simplified. The app doesn't look like this. And here is a version that's a little bit closer to what they have, but still it's minified, so it's easier to understand what's going on.
with Lumigo's actionable alerts. Plus, Lumigo slashes your monitoring and log aggregation costs by as much as 60%. Hey Lumigo, buy troubleshooting troubles.
Here's why this format is awesome. Number one, people understand exactly what pain point the product is trying to solve. Two, people see the interface, or at least a version that's very close to the actual interface that they're going to see later on, compared to the other formats that we're going to see later in this video. And it's easy to drive people to the next action, like sign up, schedule a call, etc. Motion graphics format is perfect to put on your homepage in the hero section. It's also fantastic to pin it to your social media to stay at the top, for example, or on X, or it's going to be the featured video on your YouTube channel, so people exactly know what your product is all about. So those are the placement channels, but all of those benefits, they come at an expense. It's going to take from 3 to 6 weeks to create something that beautiful, because there are a lot of scenes, there are a lot of individual things that need to be redesigned from scratch. It's not that you take a screenshot of the product and that's it works. No, you actually have to rebuild each one of the buttons, every element in Adobe After Effects, which is used for animating. Also, if your product changes very frequently and you're adding new features, then your launch video might feel a little incomplete. And price-wise, it's more on the expensive side. Which leads me to the second format, text-based motion graphics. Let's take a look at the first example. This company is called Proxy, and it has 560,000 views. I almost guarantee you most of those views are from ads. Let's take a look. Did you notice it? 30 to 50% of videos like this are going to be text-based, meaning that there's just text popping up on the screen. It's obviously a lot easier to make a video like this, so it's going to be faster and cheaper for us because it's just a lot simpler to make. This particular video also has the full interface of the product, probably cleaned up a little bit, as you can see. They used blur, so you can focus the viewer's attention on just this text box, which is not extremely complicated to do, but looks really good for our purposes. The exact same technique is used over here, so you can actually take a screenshot of the product and you can blur things out, move the camera a little bit so that you have a little bit of 2D perspective, and then we have this text. So it feels dynamic. Then we have this templated reveal of all of the integrations and APIs that this product supports. And the call to action. Get started today. Those text-based motion graphic videos usually have a dynamic song, so that's a little bit more interesting to watch text appearing on the screen as if you cannot see it on the page, right? But sometimes they have voiceovers, so that's also an option. Let's take a look at another example of this video format created by my agency, Represent. Here we're introducing the product. Here's the super interesting thing. The key value proposition of this product, which is an AI agent for lawyers, is the fact that it works inside the customer's existing environment. So it works where they do in Microsoft Word. Here, because Microsoft Word looks like this, so it's obviously very clunky and ugly to put in the video. So what we've did is we've redesigned Microsoft Word. So the entire interface looks cleaner, but it's obvious that we're talking about Microsoft Word. The colors over here, just the layout and everything else is perfect. Here we highlighted some capabilities of the AI agent to show what it can do, like replicating the firm's style guide or checking term sheets, client requirements, etc. We're diving deeper into each individual feature, apply changes, And boom, from a dirty document that has mistakes, click one button, and everything is nicely updated. Logo, call to action. Let's see how this text-based motion graphics format stacks up against everything else. So placement-wise, you're going to launch this video on LinkedIn to get attention from investors. If you're a YC company, YC is going to post this video on your behalf. You're going to post it on X for sure, but this is more of a launch video, so the longevity of that video is not going to be super long. The beautiful benefit of it, number one, it's quick to create. It takes from 2 to 3 weeks to make. And number two, you do not have to show too much of the UI. You just need to show the promise of the problem that you're trying to solve and some ways that you can solve it. So you can add more features down the line and it's still going to be relevant. Because this format takes only 2 to 3 weeks to make, it's going to be much cheaper. So this is one of the less expensive formats. But there are disadvantages. Number one, this format is not super memorable and it's fairly generic because a lot of people can do it quickly, it's less expensive. A lot of startups go for that format. And a lot of investors and folks may feel like it's a hype video. So it's just out there to announce something, but doesn't communicate a strong message. So it's unlikely you're going to get too much interest and too much coverage from your customers, for example. You'll get interest from investors, most likely. Your cohort at YC or wherever you're at, they're going to retweet it, they're going to congratulate you. But driving results is a little bit more complicated, especially from your target customer. And also here would not go too deep into the pain points that the product solves or into the actual product features. So when people land on your website and sign up, they'll still need to poke around and see what you can do, what your product can tangibly help them deliver. Before we dive into the third format, I have to share an uncomfortable truth with you. You should forget about vanity metrics when you evaluate which format you want to go for, or whom you decide to work with for that matter. Let's take a look. It's a company called Operant, which is a YC company. It's gotten a lot of engagement on LinkedIn. You would not see the views, but probably has gotten a few 100,000 views, which is fantastic. And I'll show you why this video is not exactly the best. Let's take a look. We're going to kill McKinsey. Some people like that hook, but again, their product definition is Operant is building an AI to kill McKinsey, starting with ecom. Like, what do you actually do? It doesn't explain what the product does. They do it in the text copy, they do it in the video.
For decades, businesses have paid consultants millions of dollars for advice. But the truth is that the best decisions aren't made in overpriced slide decks. They're made by...
So on the technical side, here we have just a bunch of B-roll, some text-based motion graphics, and a voiceover.
But the truth is that the best decisions aren't made in overpriced slide decks. They're made by rigorously analyzing data and acting on it in real time. Are you getting it? Nowhere is this more obvious.
Execution-wise, they have text on text, which is a big no-no in any type of video production.
And e-commerce. Consumer brands are drowning in data, buried under software bloat, and hiring consultants who can't even code. Operant is building an AI to help run consumer brands. We're starting with pricing and discount optimization. Like an actual expert, Operant factors in everything: competitor activity, ad strategy, inventory, and more. It's already generated 6 figures in P&L impact for early customers. And while computers are powerful, they're not perfect yet. Every result is verified by human experts, so you get apps. And while computers are powerful, they're not perfect yet.
We're 80% through the video and we haven't seen a single UI element. We haven't seen what it looks like or what it does exactly or whom it's for.
Result is verified by human experts, so you get actual impact, not just AI hype. And this is just the beginning. We're rolling out new...
It's funny they say it's not AI hype, and I didn't say much in the video. Again, I do not understand what you guys are doing exactly. Are you like aggregating information, processing it using AI machine learning, and then spitting out an ad optimization strategy that's dynamic and it's going to be applied directly in Facebook Ad Manager or Meta Ad Manager right now? Like, what is that you're doing? I don't get it.
New capabilities like customer re-engagement and ad spend optimization that are already driving 3 times conversion rate improvements. Ditch the slide decks. Try Operand instead.
Also, ditch the slide deck. I'm pretty sure that nobody runs an ad optimization strategy in slide decks. So it's a very hypey video. It can work, but it can also flop. And most likely it will flop. I'm not going to get too much into everything that's wrong with this video, but just know that there are more factors in play which made this video successful. There are influencers promoting this video. There are people who like the small guy barking up, you know, the giant, saying that we're going to kill McKinsey and everything is outdated. And everybody on LinkedIn wants to support them. So some things can work. They can also flop completely. Some people get lucky. There are more things than metrics out there. So just keep that in mind. Don't look at the most successful videos and automatically copy their format one-to-one, because again, the result are not always explained by the video. The third format is talking head plus motion or live action videos. And as you probably guessed, it's the founder on the screen plus some motion graphics from the first and the second formats combined. Let's take a look at the first video by one of my favorite products, Devin. It's gotten over 35 million views on social media.
Hey, I'm Scott from Cognition AI, and today I'm really excited to introduce you to Devin, the first AI software engineer. Let me show you an example of Devin in action.
There's no problem statement. Scott introduces the first AI software engineer right away. And here we see the actual product. Check it out.
I'm going to ask Devin to benchmark the performance of Llama on a couple different API providers. From now on, Devin is in the driver's seat. First, Devin makes a step-by-step plan.
So they show the full layout of the app, and then they take a part of the layout, a section, in this case, the plan that Devin has created, and they put it big picture on the screen so it's easier to follow.
After that, it builds the whole project using all the same tools that a human software engineer would use.
So the founder explains what is actually happening and how the workflow goes.
Devin has its own command line, its own code editor, and even its own browser. In this case, Devin decides to use the browser to pull up API documentation so that it can read up and learn how to plug into each of these APIs. Here, Devin runs into an unexpected error. Devin actually decides to add a debugging print statement, reruns the code with the debugging print statement, and then uses the error in the logs to figure out how to fix the bug.
Here's what's really smart. Throughout the video, Scott goes into detail. He shows the actual use case, it shows the actual code, because the claim is very big that you're going to create an AI software engineer, all right? And this video is made for other software engineers who might be senior or people who are hiring software engineers like CTOs. And they've heard this AI software engineer stuff so many times before that they don't really trust the hype videos. If this was a text-based motion graphics video, for example, they would think, oh yeah, another one of those. It actually doesn't work. I've tried it so many times. And in this case, we're going really deep into use cases and seeing the actual product, seeing it working, and that's what makes this video realistic.
Finally, Devin decides to build and deploy a website with full styling as the visualization. You can see the website here. All of this is possible today because of the advancements that we've made in both reasoning and long-term planning. It's a really hard problem, and we've only just started.
They show more proof with benchmarks.
But we're super excited about the progress that we've made so far. In the meantime, if you'd like to try out Devin on your own real-world tasks, send us a request below, and we'd be happy to forward it to Devin.
And the call to action. Live action videos build this personal connection with potential customers and investors. It cuts through the noise of generic launch videos out there online. But there are of course challenges with this format. It takes much longer to make because you need to coordinate the crew on the ground, you need to script, you need to edit, you need to film. And because of all of this complexity, it also costs more. So it's going to be one of the more expensive formats out of the three. At Represent, we did a video in this style for a company called Cartesia to announce their $64 million Series A round. Let's take a look. And this video has gotten more than 300,000.
Hi, I'm Karan, the CEO of Cartesia. Over the past year, we've powered millions of AI-driven calls and helped tens of thousands of creators make their content more accessible than ever. Everyone's saying this is the era of voice AI, and they're right. Today, we're announcing our latest voice foundation model, Sonic 2. Sonic 2 is built on top of our new state-based model architecture.
What is Cartesia? It's a real-time voice AI platform, meaning that you paste text and you get an audio that's very quickly generated. The product is super simple. So the big question is, what did we actually show in the video? So we had to get creative and we showed the platform in action, starting with some benchmarks.
We conducted blinded head-to-head evaluations on 100 held-out voices, and we found Sonic 2 was preferred 1.5 times more than the next best provider. With Sonic 1, we set the industry standard for latency in speech synthesis. Sonic 2 is twice as large and even faster, 90 milliseconds for the full model and 40 milliseconds for the turbo.
So it's the fastest real-time voice AI platform.
Complex phrases that are critical to get right. Names, emails, phone numbers, addresses. Sonic 2 is extremely good at this. Take a listen.
Your confirmation number is AT121, and the package will be delivered to 134 Main Street.
Sonic 2 gives you unprecedented control over generations with best-in-class voice cloning. From complex accents
From just a few seconds of audio, Cartesia can capture
even the most nuanced of accents.
to
And we showed every unique differentiating factor in action. This is how all the three formats stack up. And obviously there is no best choice. There's only best choice for your goals, for your budget, for your timelines. If you need help producing your product launch video, or you want to see more examples of successful videos in each one of those three formats, go and check out the link down below in the description. Hit us up, check out more examples, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.